Comparative advantage applies to labour as to anything else. When the UK embraced unilateral free trade from the 1840s onwards, it embraced trade with countries with much cheaper labour. Right? The idea that this is some hitherto unencountered situation is nonsense. David Ricardo expressly addressed what he called the false argument of pauper labour. And what happened? What happened is that we got not only much richer than any other country and became actually the first country where ordinary people began to live well. It was the thing that most astonished foreign visitors to Victorian Britain. But we became an incredibly inventive country. The number of things that we were developing and patenting throughout the 19th century was increasing, even though we had, if you like, all the opportunity to outsource to cheaper places. Why? Because of comparative advantage. If comparative advantage means that even if the other guy is better, let me put it like this. Churchill was a great bricklayer, right? Look at the trowelmanship on that wall, if trowelmanship is a word, that he built around his house in Kent, right? If at the height of the Second World War he had needed a bit of work done in his house, it would still have made sense for him to get a builder in, right? Even though Churchill, could have done a better job in absolute terms than the builder. Why? Because his comparative advantage was as a speechwriter, a politician, and ultimately a war leader. And ultimately, that is the same argument, whether we're talking about products or whether we're talking about labour. It doesn't matter if the other guy has cheaper labour. You are freed up to do other stuff. And as prices fall in your country, you have more income, which you can now, and more time, which you can now use for other purposes, creating markets for stuff that no one had thought of. And that is what drives the growth of the entire economy.